Welcome back to the second episode of Geek'd Up. I'm Joe DeLeone here with my co-host Sean Anderson. Every single Thursday, we are going to be live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, giving you our favorite bets for the weekend. If you're looking for somewhere to hang out, two guys to chill with, maybe you're getting off of work and you're going to go meet your buddies at the bar, come chill with us as you're doing that. Again, every single Thursday, live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Today, we're going to be getting into our favorite bets for college football and the NFL this weekend. If you missed last week's episode and you're new to how we're doing this, we'll go through all of it. Sean, how you feeling today?
Oh, it's a day. It's been a week. And I'm realizing that Tuesday to Wednesday, worst possible stretch imaginable for, I think, people. There's no football on really, except for some action.
Right.
And now, once you hit Thursday, NFL's back, whole mood changes. So I'm right back in chipper again.
I'm of course quite chipper. You're right. Tonight's game's not great, which we don't need to kind of like labor on that of the fact that we have to watch the Jets without Garrett Wilson and the whole contingent of stars that they once had slop around with the Patriots. Instead, we're going to focus on the big games that are happening this weekend. Starting off talking about the college football slate that we have. The way that we're going to do this as we preview week 12 of college football, Sean and I are going to take turns, each giving our favorite bet of the week. We both cannot have the same bet, and we're each giving 3, all of these being against the spread picks. After that, we're going to do the can't miss, won't miss. Ironically, it did miss last week. 6-leg parlay that we're doing every single weekend to see if we can win big. That's coming up in a bit. Before we get there, oh, man. Oh, this is my favorite part of every show that I do with my good friend Sean Anderson is updating the standings. This big dumb doofus had a horrible first show, which made things perfectly easy for me. Now, I will give you this. You were sick. I will give you a little bit of the benefit of the doubt.
You're sick for doing this right now, by the way.
What do you mean? We got to update them. We got to update the standings.
Don't worry about this. I like
how we took a pause from doing betting content so that we could prepare to do this show with our good friends over at the Sports Geek. And they gave us this amazing opportunity. I think we went like a month without doing picks, and you picked up right where you left off. 1-2 last week. Your boy Joe DeLeone over here went 2-1. Ironically, we spent the whole show yelling about how I let you take all these picks that I wanted, and I was so pissed off. And lo and behold, your boy still went 2-1. We're gonna get to those NFL standings, by the way.
I'm happy for you.
Worse.
Yeah, I'm happy for you. Don't worry, I got a college pick in here for you. I got some picks for you.
Well, I'll let you go first because you're behind and you stink.
Oh, nice. How about Notre Dame 12.5 versus Pitt?
You're an ass.
How about that?
You're an ass.
Crack it up.
What do you do? Why? What? Okay, so you're extremely cold, and now you're doing this thing again where you're picking. How many times do we have to have this conversation? Don't pick my team.
You just screamed,
don't pick my team,
and you just did a whole victory lap, and now your face is redding up with anger.
Yeah,
because
don't pick my team.
I'm picking a team with a good line. Every team that we think in the ACC has performed well and has looked like a monster shrivels up until when a real monster shows up, and that's what's going to happen with Pitt when they play Notre Dame. Fine. Pitt scores a lot of points. Pitt's averaging over 30 points a game. They're doing good, decent on points allowed per game. Doesn't matter. They're an ACC scumbag team, and that's what ACC teams are this year, because as soon as you think that they're doing good, they're going to load up the back of their pants when they see a real squad, and that's what Notre Dame is. 12.5, feed it to me. Yeah. How about the picks, huh? You like talking about the pick standings and Sean's at 1-2? Yeah. Here's a winner for you.
You're arrogant.
Here's a winner.
The hubris of this man. Sean, I did my preview today. So for those that are new to the show, I cover college football. I do a college football show. We were told that we need to give this context for those that
are
also
told to change the name of the lay.
Wait, what?
The 6 boy. Let's just call it the beefer. Can we do that?
Wait, were we told that we need to change it?
Yeah, it's not
one
necessarily
of the pieces of feedback.
Yeah.
I cover college football. I forgot that was one of them. I cover college football on my college football podcast, the Ruffino and Joe show, and I also do Notre Dame coverage for Bleacher Report. And in my preview that I did for the game today, I brought up how Notre Dame historically has always played Pitt close, especially in years when there is a playoff berth on the line. Now, I'm not implying that Notre Dame loses, but back in 2018, I think the score was 19-14. And back in 2012, when Notre Dame went to the Beast, 2018, Notre Dame played in the college football playoff against Clemson. 2012 was the BCS National Championship game where they got demolished by Alabama. That was a triple overtime game where Notre Dame won 29-26. I remember that game very vividly, hence why I'm bringing this up. That line's too big to touch, dude. That line is too big to touch.
I think they could win 29-6.
I'm telling you right now, if Notre Dame were to lose this game or it's a close one and I'm sweating it out alone in this apartment while you're away this weekend, I will blow up your phone. I will be calling you. I will be shouting at you.
Good.
You're a bad friend. You're a really bad friend for doing this to me.
You don't know how bad of a friend I am yet. Wait till we get to the parlay, brother.
Make sure you put your pick in here, by the way. My first... What is that threat that you just made to me?
Don't worry about it.
My first pick that I want this weekend, give me NC State plus 15.5 against Miami. This line is far too big to touch. It is way, way, way too big for Miami to be able to cover this spread. The last time a similar situation arose, when they were playing SMU and they were going up against a team with a porous secondary, they couldn't produce through the air. Carson Beck made numerous big mistakes, and Miami's defense struggled against a mobile but banged up Kevin Jennings. Enter CJ Bailey, one of the most athletically gifted quarterbacks in college football. I think Hollywood Smothers, their running back, is coming back. This is the perfect opportunity for Miami to win, but to just get into an unnecessarily close game. And also, for anyone who's paying attention to college football, NC State's been kind of hot lately. They just knocked off Georgia Tech. I think that we need to pay attention to the fact this NC State team has a little bit more juice than I think that the books want to give them credit for.
Yeah, I like going against Miami with the big spread. This is tasty, Joe. I didn't know enough about NC State to go and put my nuts on the line like you just did.
Yep.
But I was definitely intrigued by the fraudulent Miami Hurricanes being favored by so many points. It's a fine selection. I think I'm comfortable with that selection from you.
All right, what's your second pick?
I'll clear it.
Oh, thanks for the permission to clear it.
Just letting you know it's been cleared. My next pick, a little bit scandalous, a little special. Utah given 7.5 to Baylor. I like this. The Baylor AD Did you read
the story? Well, of course you did, because of Trey Wallace was the one who wrote about it. This is the funniest. Why? Okay, go ahead and explain it.
The Baylor AD is in some hot water. A lot of fighting with coaches at Baylor, screaming matches, following games. They are in a bad spot. Wait,
hold on one second. You got to elaborate a little bit further here. So he's been placed on, or he's taking a leave of absence. It's unclear the reason, but he's being investigated for something that is unrelated to an incident that was reported by Outkick that apparently Mac Rhodes, the athletic director, against Arizona State, he approached Michael Trigg, their star tight end, and asked him, "Why the F are you wearing that?" for wearing yellow sleeves. He was wearing a yellow undershirt. Now, for anyone who doesn't know the color scheme of Baylor, they're a yellow football team.
Oh.
He was incensed by this, that he was confronted by coaches, and it festered throughout the game, and then tried to confront Trigg after the game, and then also this is all alleged, by the way. We don't have total 100% proof on this, but he then like aggressively grabbed one of the coaches by the neck and the shoulder. It's this whole weird thing. I wonder what was going on with him that he was like, that yellow shirt pisses me off.
Crash out special. And I worry about the crash out special. This is okay. I'm admitting I worry about the crash out special. I still like Utah. I think Utah's a better team than Baylor.
Yeah.
I think they got a good defense. I think their offense is good enough to beat Baylor by 8 points, regardless of crash out special. I worry now if this could be made as a galvanizing point for the team to go against their AD and they rally together.
Why are you selling me opposite your pick?
I'm talking it out here about the pros and cons.
This is your pick, man.
It's the crash out special, man. There's a lot of layers to it. And we've been in locker rooms and we've known what it feels like to not like one person as a team or not like multiple people as a team, depending on what they did. I don't think that Baylor is a good enough team to really galvanize and say, okay, let's stick it to our AD, our crazed AD, alleged crazed AD. But I still think Utah gets it done. This is just another little layer. that I've been enjoying tracking from them.
I don't mind the pick. I think that the logic is interesting. I will allow it to go through.
Huh?
I'm going to take for my second pick Texas plus 6.5 against Georgia. This line's been moving. This line moved up to 6.5. It was much closer in Texas's favor, and I think a lot of people are grabbing the action in favor of Georgia, maybe just because they're at home. Sean, very simply put here, there is something that I think a lot of people are foregoing in this matchup. Georgia's pass rush is non-existent. They had 8 sacks going into the game against Mississippi State, who has an atrocious offensive line. They now have 11 sacks on the year. That number is bad. That is 1 sack a game. That is an atrocious average to have to this point.
I'm sorry, did you say Georgia?
Georgia.
Oh.
Arch Manning's best performance of his career came against Vanderbilt, where he was sacked 0 times. So we're now placing him into a setting where he gets to continue his hot streak without any pressure in his face. I'm not implying that Texas wins here. I think that it's plausible to argue that they do win, but you're telling me that a team in Georgia that keeps letting teams hang around with them, that they're going to win this game by more than a touchdown? No shot. No way I'm taking that. Give me Texas. Give me Arch. Redemption special plus 6.5.
You know what? I'm kind of liking the chaos. This week doesn't feel very
don't
chaos.
Take my bet. Don't copy my bet.
I'm not going to copy your bet. I actually have the opposite written down here.
You keep doing this. You have the opposite written down. Go ahead.
Had it written down.
You're not going to take it?
Maybe not. Maybe I'll go with a different pick.
No, please take it.
I'm sitting here mulling over your selection of Texas, creating some chaos in the SEC this week, making themselves look strong against a weaker Georgia squad. That would make this weekend more exciting. And you know what happens whenever I go and travel? Sometimes I go and I travel for work at Outkick and do MOS content and such. There's a nice explanation for the fellas. And
that was a good note that we received, because I had realized you kind of don't really realize it that we don't explain things. We just kind of go about our show. This is a completely new show.
It's a lot of inside baseball here. Yeah. And when that happens, I am away from some of the games. And historically, it's been like the biggest and best college football weekends ever, where everything happens and all the craziest games and wins happen. So if there was going to be a weekend where Texas really does keep it close with Georgia, it will be this weekend. My final selection here, Joe.
Go ahead, sir.
I don't think I'm going to go against you. I won't double cross you on my selection here. That's mostly because I don't have the utmost confidence in Georgia. I do have a confidence in a team out west that's playing another team out west that has a ridiculous blue field.
You made this mistake already before committing to a team out west, but go ahead.
San Diego State giving 2.5 versus Boise State. Now, let me find a person.
How much San Diego State have you watched?
Yeah, I know that San Diego State has been an absolute wagon. They are 6-1 this year as a favorite. They are 3-1 as away favorites as well. They're playing at Boise. San Diego State is a good team. It's enough buzz around this Aztec squad for it to get to me. And that's how I know that they're legit. Find me someone that's going to defend that Boise quarterback. Do you want to do that? You want to step up to the podium, defend Maddox Madsen?
No, absolutely not.
Anybody in the back want to step up, please? Open mic? No? Okay. That's because he's a cornball quarterback, and he's not going to be able to beat San Diego State.
Oh.
Come on. It's 2.5 points also.
Material.
I'm going with a nice small reserved line, which I typically don't do for a squad that's really playing hard. So I'm believing in them.
All right. I am going to take for my last one. I don't really have a lot of context for that because I haven't watched much San Diego State, but that's really good insight on how they have prepared or performed rather in games as a favorite. I didn't have the context. Last one that I really like here. This is FCS deep poll going on right now. Kentucky minus 21.5 against Tennessee Tech. A lot of layers to this. Sean and I, former FCS football players, we do an FCS football podcast together. So we have been tracking and following Tennessee Tech this entire season. They are a top 5 FCS football program this season. They are undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
This Kentucky team has been hot lately. They have shockingly performed well, taking it to Florida last week. Sean, if I have an opportunity for an SEC program with a 3-score line like this to capitalize on it, they're going to put Tennessee Tech into the ground. As an individual who has actually tracked and kept up with this Tennessee Tech team, Kakoa Vesperis, great quarterback for this Tennessee Tech team, but none of you thought I was going to know a player on that team. I can't. I do not have faith that they're going to be able to cover that line.
I get a little steamed for Bobby Wilder getting a chance to knock off an FBS squad after being formerly in the FBS with ODU. This is not the FBS versus FCS I would go with, but okay, let's get real. There's not a ton of premier NFL talent in Cookeville, Tennessee, and that means that Kentucky is likely going to blow them out. And no matter how much I think that Tennessee Tech has a great offense and a great squad, I know that when I look up on Saturday and I'm doing my notes, it's going to be like Kentucky 42, Tennessee Tech 3. And that's what I'm going to be looking at. It's going to be a fine bet. It's a safe bet. I'm glad you found a line on that. I was scanning this one. I didn't find a line on it. Yeah.
Oh, so were you thinking of taking it?
The other way around, maybe. But
you were thinking a Tennessee Tech cover?
I just kind of wanted to see what it was. 21.5.
This is why I'm
that's
shocked.
Kind of respectable to Tennessee Tech.
I know the line is disturbingly close for an FCS FBS matchup, and I think that there's a little bit of disrespect being dished. Plus, this is one of the things that I always say: the FCS lines are always often incorrect. The books don't effectively know how to place lines on these FCS games because there's just not enough people that are paying close enough attention to programs this small. So when you get a chance for a line like this is this close, because normally it feels like they just kind of throw out like a random huge number. They just throw out like a really big number. So if it's plus 35.5, plus 42.5, whatever it might be, you kind of look at it, you roll your eyes and you go, okay, well, I'm not going to bet that. Right. That's too big. There's just too much margin for error. But when we're in a 21-ish range, if it's around 20 points, I'm absolutely going to grab that because there's a much smaller margin for error, and this Kentucky team has been doing really well.
Are you going to be sitting here on this couch sweating out Kentucky in the fourth quarter, wondering why they're still running the ball? Is that what we're going to be
probably?
Yeah,
probably. Knowing me. All right, the 6-leg probably will miss parlay.
Oh, okay, that works.
Starts. I'm going to start us off here with my first leg. I'm going to add into the parlay. Let me open my betting app, by the way. USC money line at minus 255 odds versus Iowa. That is the first bet that I'm going to take.
Okay. All right. That's
I'm adding to our parlay. So actually, let me clarify really quickly. We build a parlay together. You at home are more than welcome to participate in building our very exciting, fun parlay. If you have a leg that you want to add to it, feel free to. This is just all for fun. This is just to kind of put down $3 and see how much we can make. All right, what do you got?
I don't know if I want to dog you with this pick yet. That's tough. I had Iowa plus 6.5 versus USC.
Did you?
Yeah, because it's going to be in the rain, and it's going to be
it's California rain.
Oh, it's going to be it's trust me. I did a spot on Fox Weather today, and the risk of weather impact was maxed out, like a 10 out of 10. It's going to be storming in California. I'll hold on this then if you have USC money.
Well, yeah, we can't put the same bet down.
Well, technically, we could both hit as if Iowa lost by 6. But I think that's it goes against, I think, the values of the leg.
Okay.
Let's go with the nice, fun, easy one. 2 teams that score over 30 points a game in this season. Really good play from the offenses in this one. We're going with a nice cheeky over at minus 110. Over 53.5 in Notre Dame Pitt.
I hate you. Okay, over 53.5, minus 114 odds. I am adding that to the parlay. The next parlay leg that we are adding, Louisville money line versus Clemson at minus 134 odds.
That's pretty solid.
You like that?
I like that.
I thought the line was really close. I was debating. That could be a word. Debating a bet. Boom. We just invented something. savants.
Did you just boom me? Did you just drop a boom
Yeah,
on
I
me?
did.
Big Justice. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here, boom.
All right, I'm adding that to the parlay. I was debating having this be -2.5 for Louisville, be one of my best bets, but I figured I'd add it to the parlay because it is a nice odds there on that bet. All right, what do you got?
I know for big parlays like this, we like to keep the lines nice and small. Just chip away, end up with some really solid value.
Well, chip away and then add something bonkers. That's my approach.
So we're gonna chip away here. Now a nice little -110 leg. Georgia Tech -16.5 versus Boston College. They're gonna roll them. Good team, bad team logic. Just walk in and beat them. Just beat them down, and I think they will. Georgia Tech still has something to play for. Still has something to fight for. Boston College. They're already looking at their nice warm vacations for Christmas break. That's what they're looking at. They have no inclination. They don't want to be out there, Joe. It's Boston. It's cold. It's a hard school. They're miserable. I like Georgia Tech. And the A is popping. Come on. Give it to Georgia Tech.
All right. Throw that down in there. Next one I'm taking. We're going Texas money line at plus 188 odds is what we're grabbing it at. I said this, and I'm going to not rebuild my logic that I just dished out there. I really think that Arch is going to play really well. I think this is going to be a shootout, and there is a chance with their season on the line for Texas to steal this.
My final addition to the lay here.
Okay.
In a week where typically I would be yelling and ranting and raving about a certain coach, not refusing to buy in during all the hype, because traditionally this is where they lay an egg. I can't go. I have to go against my instinct here. Ole Miss 13.5 versus Florida. Ole Miss 13.5 versus Florida, and we're going to let it bake. And I know the implications of what I'm doing, and that's putting faith in Lane Kiffin in a game against a cupcake. And all he should do is win by 40. I just need him to win by 14. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for.
I'm worried that you're dooming us here, and
I'm not trying to. I promise.
Here's the only thing, and this is a narrative that you and I have discussed quite often on other shows that we do. We have talked about how he overthinks things so unbelievably much.
Yep.
He overthinks things so much. He has been rumored for the longest time, before the season even started, for the Florida head coaching job. And I really think he's going to take it. This feels like one of those weeks where he's distracted. I'm a little worried. I'll allow it. I'm not gonna rip the leg off of the parlay, which that's not even a rule that's allowed. We have to go with whatever's been thrown onto the table. But I will be content with it.
Here's another reason, building off of what you just said for it. What if he goes and just beats the hell out of Florida so badly that they're like, we have to hire this guy? Where he puts up a 50 burger and it's like, wow, you know what? I don't care. Clear out the coffers. We are paying Lane Kiffin.
Here's the thing that works in your favor. Dallas Wilson and Trey Wilson, two of their best receivers. Dallas Wilson was a freshman who was unbelievable. They're done. They're not playing. They're hurt. They're unavailable. So, and they're also bench DJ Lagway. This is a spot where they're clearly just checked out. So I think it's fine. I have a little bit of a fear knowing Lane Kiffin being one of the most overly self-aware to a fault coaches in college football. I kind of have a slight fear that steps into an influence. $1 gets us $46.90. So we're plus 4,690 odds on this bet. So we're going to place that bad boy.
Go ahead, throw it in.
All right, let's move on over to the NFL. Sean, standings update after the first week. Never fails. Picks up right where he left off. 0-3 after victory lapping the fact that he took a bet from me. 0-3. I mean, what were the odds that the Bills lost and the Saints won with Tyler Shuck? Joe went 2-1, by the way, for anyone who's wondering. I went 2-1, so we're in pretty good footing. We have a nice little lead that's been built up with this stretch of the season coming up.
It was a disgusting week of NFL football last weekend.
Bad week. It was a bad week.
Disgusting.
I will allow for you to pick first because of your obvious. You're obviously trailing me. So what do you want first?
Oh, thanks. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that for making it obvious for everybody in the back. Thanks. Okay. Let's just be grown-ups here this week. Can everybody in the NFL be grown-ups? Because if that happens, all three of my picks hit. That means I'm going first leg, grown-up leg, Texans 6.5 versus the Tennessee Titans. It's the Tennessee freaking Titans. They are god-awful. They are an abysmal squad. The Texans just had miracle game of the season with Davis Mills at quarterback against the Jags and ripped their hearts out. How happy was I when that happened? I was over the moon watching Liam Cohen throw a temper tantrum on the sidelines. It was tremendous theater. Maybe that is enough momentum, and I know this sounds crazy. Maybe this is enough momentum for them to beat the worst team in the league by 7 points. Is that possible? To knock off a fringe playoff team in the AFC a week before and then transition to beating the worst team in the league by a touchdown? I think Houston can do it.
I was debating taking this one. I have no qualms with it, nor do I have any support for it.
Gotcha.
This feels like because
the right place to be.
I mean, the AFC South is such a chaotic cesspool of nonsense at the current moment, and it feels like outside of the Colts, they just keep knocking each other around. And look, the one thing that's been a mainstay, consistent aspect of the AFC South is that the Titans have been terrible. So I will give you the benefit of the doubt there.
Please remain agnostic on my picks, please, and thank you. Don't get your stink on them.
Don't tell me what to do. My first pick, we're going to go Bears plus 2.5 against 9 against JJ McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings on the road. Look, I know the Bears didn't look great for the first 3 quarters, and they kind of had to benefit from the fact that Shane Bowen's the worst fourth quarter defensive coordinator in the history of the NFL ever. I think that this Bears team is solid. I think that they run the ball really well. I think that this is an opportunity for JJ, for them to capitalize on JJ 9, as he's put it, to make a couple of mistakes, give him a short field, and to set up this Bears offense to punch it in, put points on the board. All we need is just to pull out a victory here. It's a close enough of a line. I think the Bears can win this.
This is basically the game where if the Bears win, they're back. Like, this legitimizes the Bears in a lot of ways if they beat the Vikings.
That's part of the reason why is I think that
that's why I'm staying
Ben
away
Johnson's
from
a big narrative guy, though.
I know.
think that Ben Johnson's one of those guys that's like, we're starting to see the version of him that wasn't really present with the Lions, where he's turning super hardo, like jacked up hardo, really focused on how everyone's talking about and focusing on the team, all of those things. I think that he's going to be paying attention to the narratives that come out of this.
That's just, I know. It's just the Bears are in a huge moment, and I don't want them to dry out. I hope the Bears are good. I hope this pick actually hits, because if the Bears are legit, that makes everything fun for the league. I just know when it's a high pressure situation, that team has been known to let down. Let's talk about another team that lets down. And this is not an emotional hedge. This is a smart play. The Carolina Panthers getting 3.5 points versus Atlanta. Joe, have you seen what's been coming out of Flowery Branch this week? Well, the Atlanta Falcons have been so piss poor over their last 4 games that now quarterback Michael Penix Jr. has gone up to the podium and said, football isn't my whole life. It's not my identity. I'm a man of God. He has officially turned broken quarterback it took 4. He has officially crossed the threshold from I'm Michael Penix with a cannon arm and I love dotting up all over the field to it's not my whole life, people. And I love God.
Wait, somebody's beaten down when it's like, I'm not playing well. Oh, I'm a man of God.
He's turned into the good book because it's so bad in Atlanta. And all Carolina is doing is taking advantage of teams that are down. I like this Carolina squad. This isn't an unlikable team. They
let you down last week, though, dude.
Don't care. It's a completely different animal that they're playing this week. They're playing a fraudulent in a team that is incapable of meeting the moment or playing up to an opponent or better than an opponent. Atlanta's a better team than Carolina. But now, after 4 straight losses from the Falcons, I'm thinking there may not be that much better. 3.5 doesn't scare me. If Atlanta wins by a field goal, that's fine. Carolina still is going to be in this game till the very end.
All right, my next pick that I am taking, I'm going to go Chiefs minus 3.5 against the Broncos. I didn't know this. Patrick Mahomes is 15-1 in his career against the Denver Broncos. Now, I know that this isn't a money line pick, but when I saw that stat, I ran over when I was doing my prep for this. It was completely unrelated. I was looking for fun stats to do for videos for the Sports Geek TikTok account. Kind of like what I like to do is go on Next Gen Stats and see if there's any unique trends that I can find. And I saw this. I'm like, oh my God, if this line is close, I'm taking it. It is less than a touchdown. I know that there's a tiny bit of risk here that maybe they win by a field goal, but that is enough of like a constricted cushion there that I think that the Chiefs can win this thing by a touchdown or more. The Broncos have been a really solid team that has lived and died by their defensive performances. If there's a team that's going to be able to exploit some of their, actually, they don't really have many defensive weaknesses, but if there's a team that can at least stress them compared to who they faced recently, it's going to be the Chiefs. I also just think that we have seen Bo Nix has been this one quarterback early in his career where when he's facing off against a really talented defensive coordinator, a brilliant defensive coordinator, he usually plays at his worst. He's been up and down. This feels like a spot where maybe he doesn't completely let down, but he has a yucky performance, maybe throws a pick, and Mahomes does his thing. And more importantly, they're in a spot where they need to bounce back and they need to get back on track if they want to get a good seed in the playoffs.
I like this. I don't like taking the Broncos to cover hardly ever because I don't think Bo Nix is a quarterback that covers. I think he's a quarterback that wins. Completely different situation there. I like the Chiefs play. It's a fine pick, Joseph. My final play, 49ers 2.5 versus the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals still trotting out Jacoby Brissett. San Francisco 49ers. Oh, they're getting that boy back, Joe. They're getting that boy Purdy back this week. How nice
I didn't realize that
just dropped. I'm pretty sure Chef D just dropped it right before we dropped the hammer that Purdy is coming back. Yeah, Brock Purdy will return as San Francisco. Thank you, Adam Schefter. He will come back. Whether or not that's the good thing for San Francisco with how well Mac Jones has played in Purdy's absence, it's the system. We know it's the system. It's Shanahan. It's the offense. It's the defense firing on all cylinders. They're injured as hell. This doesn't matter. They still win. They still cover. They still beat bad teams. San Francisco, nice little small, reasonable line against Arizona, who, I mean, realistically could have like a top 8 pick up in the upcoming draft. They're so bad, and I don't see how they're going to keep on winning games. So I like San Fran on this one.
I mean,
I'm sure I should pick more favorites after last week, by the way. I'm sure that's what I should do.
I mean, I feasted last week off the Cardinals. So this was a pick that I was debating taking and was on my like short list of extra picks, but it wasn't one of my favorite ones just because I just don't know how much I really trust this 49ers team at times, because every time they look like they're surviving with all the injuries that they're enduring and not having a pass rush, they kind of come back down to earth. But this feels like an opportunity for them just to completely dog.
Just go get an easy
Cardinals.
One. I know it's not easy in the league, but just go get an easy
That's
one.
A line that you should rush to go grab, because I'm sure that is going to aggressively move with the Purdy news coming out. All right, my last one. I'm shocked that this line is this close. Cowboys -3.5 against the Raiders.
I know.
That was your last one?
I was looking at
this one doesn't make any sense to me. Is this some book hate on the on the Cowboys, that just because they're a little bit down this year that we got to claim that they're within striking distance of losing to the Raiders? 3.5 points, knowing how explosive this offense is. It is the best offense, one of the best offenses in the NFL. And this Raiders team cannot consistently put points on the board. Geno Smith is a walking turnover. Anyone who watched that Thursday night football game last week knows they are a just absolute dysfunctional, rotting mess to watch. They're not, even though they're going up against this completely awful Cowboys defense that can't stop anything. I don't think that there's going to be some sudden surge that they figure it out this week.
No.
They traded away one of their best players, Jacoby Myers, and they completely sapped any offensive production that they have. I really feel confident here that with all those moves that they just make, that the Cowboys are going to come out pissed off and galvanized. The Cardinals game was bad, but this is a spot for them just to completely unload.
They need to beat the Raiders. I like this pick. I like the line. Cowboys defense is god-awful, though. I mean, they are really, really bad. Maybe Quinnen helps. They need Quinnen to help. They need him bad. They need something on the run game. I don't want to turn this on, and it's a Genty show. I don't think it will be. I think Dallas has it.
All right, now our probably will miss parlay, 6-leg parlay, as we said. Every single time that we do this, we each add a leg to the parlay. We can't take the leg off of the parlay, so we're forced to roll with it. And if you at home want to play along with us, feel free to do so. Put over additional lays that you want to put in there into the legs. Sean, I'll go to you first. What do you want to add first?
Perfect. Dallas money line minus 184. Rock solid there. I like it. It's not too atrocious. We're not looking at a money line that gets up into the minus 200s or 300s. Just enough value there. I love 180s. Just enough value right there in the pocket to give us a good launch point at leg one. Actually, this one we'll be closing with Monday Night Football. But
how do they get it on Monday Night Football again, by the way? That's kind of crazy.
I don't know, man.
All right, my first one that I'm going to throw on here, if you would finish writing that in.
It's in.
My first one. Oh, wait, that's not what I want.
No, okay.
We can do this. I am going to throw in Jaguars +3 against the Chargers. Here is my logic. Actually, wait. I want to change that. I want to go Jaguars money line in this spot.
Okay.
All right. +132 odds. Here's the logic. This game, I almost went with the Chargers as one of my picks this week, and then it occurred to me 1:00 kickoff in Jacksonville. Unless there's something that I'm missing, that this is a neutral site game that I don't know about.
I don't think so.
Let me double check this.
I like this pick because the Chargers don't have a tackle and the Jaguars have two very good defensive ends.
It's at Everbank. Okay, this is one of my favorite things to lean into, and I discovered this trend. I was listening to a podcast where they were interviewing a sleep specialist, and the sleep specialist brought up how oftentimes teams that are traveling with a time zone issue, it has a high impact on the performance of said team. So I love to, if you've got a West Coast team with a 1:00 kickoff, I'm going to grab the home team. If you've got a West Coast team that's playing a late night kickoff, even if it's an 8:00 kickoff, I'm going to take the West Coast team in that situation. Body clock is an advantage, and it is one thing that we constantly overlook. Not to mention the fact Chargers already played like total ass against the Giants already in a spot like this where they clearly looked extremely groggy. So we are going to add the Jaguars +132. What do you got?
I have a play for the game of the week this week. That is the Seahawks at the Rams, and that is
over on points.
Over on points. You're exactly right. 48.5. I like it. It's not sitting in the 50s. 48.5 between two offensive juggernauts. They have fine defenses, but first time meeting up this year against each other, I think it's fireworks. I think both of these teams know exactly where they're sitting in the NFL. I'm liking the fact that they're both running for the top of the NFC. It's going to be a bonkers game. I think a lot of points. I could see Charbonnet getting in, Walker getting in, maybe if they let him, if they decide he's been good enough to let in. We know they hate letting him do that. And the Rams are just so solid. So I think it's going to be a point fest.
I don't understand how this isn't over 50 points. I mean, that's also just a really good pick. I really like that one. I'm going to add in here. I am going to throw in Steelers -250 money line. Joe Burrow's not back yet. And I think that the Steelers are in absolute desperation mode. They need a bounce back victory. They need to get their feet underneath them. The line is 5.5. We just need them to win at -250 to add a safer leg. This feels like one of the safest ones that we can latch onto.
I like it. God, I worry about the Bengals getting hot, but I don't think it happens this
week. In what regard, though? They'll get hot when Burrow comes back. They're not going to do it right now.
I know. They got a Thanksgiving game, man. He's got to be back for that. That's going to be huge. My final addition to the lay here. Let's keep it safe. Let's keep it safe with rising team, former MVP, maybe the second worst team in football, because I already claimed that to be the Tennessee Titans. That's the Ravens, giving 7.5 to the Browns. The Browns just are so bad on offense. And now that Lamar Jackson is back for Baltimore, it's over. Like there's no additional like explanation needed. It's the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson versus the Cleveland Browns with Dylan Gabriel. Find someone that's going to explain to me why it gets kept between one score. It won't. It's not possible.
I'm not opposed to that. I was considering taking that as one of my best bets this week. My last one that I'm throwing in here, Chiefs money line at -215. Already broke down. Patrick Mahomes is 15-1 against the Denver Broncos. Perfect spot to throw in there, a money line pick for them just to win the game. That puts our parlay, our $1 parlay, at plus 2,554 odds to win $25.54. Bet has been placed. And if you're following along with us at home, you should hit place on that bet as well. All right, Sean. Cursed prop bets presented by Quiz Blitz, which is your daily sports trivia game. You should go check that out. It's a fantastic, fun game to go and play. Cursed prop bets, for those who don't know, we are grabbing a storyline that happened during the week, and we are going to invent our own non-existent prop bet. You can't actually bet on these things, but we thought that we could have some fun with it, something that'd be interesting to talk about, that we could create a fabricated over-under line on for a prop bet. Here's my prop bet, my cursed prop bet of the week. Over under 0.5 chuds that Kay Adams responded to, that reached out to her after she publicly stated that she's ready to settle down. For anyone who missed this, she went on Bussin' with the Boys, and she talked about how dating for her has been hard, and she's ready to settle down, and she's looking for someone. And if anyone missed after that quote came out, every single like chubby doof on Twitter posted, a lot of serious people. There were a couple funny ones. They very clearly were like, okay, like good bit. There were a lot of dudes who thought that they had a real shot, and it was one of the cringiest things that we went through over this entire week that we're chipping in. So I ask you, over 0.5 that she actually responded to.
It has to be the under. It has to.
You don't think she responded to a single one?
Why would she? Why in the hell would you? That's so. What is that existence? Responding to chuds. I love doing it.
Yeah, but responding
to chuds all
is,
day.
Yeah, but that. I would think though that the her making that statement is effective in. I'm trying to think how I want to phrase this. You don't think that she want to be polite to her fans? You don't think that she wouldn't want to be polite and nice to her fans, even though all of these guys are really depressing?
Yeah,
we're trying to pitch themselves.
Yeah, the politeness is really. It's always nice to be polite. Everyone wants someone to be polite to them and all that. You can't be on the internet. You have to be very guarded, very protected. She should be playing the cards way closer to the vest, I think, with the amount of savages and demons.
She shouldn't have she should not have openly. This is part of my point. She should not have openly stated that she was interested, because it just opens the door for every. I can't even imagine what her DMs.
What kind of move is that?
Now.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, you don't open the door for. You sadly do not open the door, and I'm rooting for her. You don't open the door for some like really awesome, like cool guy to come waltzing in and be like, I saw your inquiry looking for somebody to settle down with. 99.9% of anyone who's going to chip in is going to be non-desirable.
Yeah, that's really awful. Best of luck, Kay. That's
would you like to jump in and maybe pitch yourself?
No, I would not pitch myself on social media.
On the show right now, would you not like to pitch yourself?
No, I'm good.
Okay, my friend Sean is single. If you are interested, he is 6'6". He played football. He kind of looks like he played football. He speaks.
Yeah,
clearly.
I do that decently.
He's got a couple of good sweatshirts.
Yeah.
He sometimes doesn't smell that bad.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
There's my pitch. Hopefully, Kay gets a hold of this.
It's hard not to. God.
All right, what's your cursed prop bet?
My cursed prop bet. This is what I actually kind of might take in real life, actually. This is what I'm calling the presidential motorcade. And it is revolving around the doofus, Mike McDaniel, who decided to take it up on 4 wheels after beating Buffalo the first time in 8 games and troll them in his car in Miami. Did you see the video of this?
I did.
Well, they get to go play Washington this week in Madrid, I believe. And the presidential motorcade consists of Marcus Mariota, Chris Rodriguez, and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt all scoring rushing touchdowns, escorting him back to the U.S. with no job. That is my cursed prop bet. He doesn't leave Spain with a head coaching gig.
Oh, you think so? What's the prop bet here? Is him getting fired?
It would be the prop bet would be all 3 to run it in the motorcade fashion.
Okay,
like he drove by in his personal motorcade, trolling as a 3-win coach after week 10. This guy is a child.
I know that you hate him, and this is like a comically perfect way to It would be hilarious if that he gets left in Madrid. I actually, if I was him, I would be happy to be left in Madrid.
Yeah,
Like,
take
yeah,
a
just
little
leave me here.
vacation.
Yeah, go on a
Sure.
little vacation, just chill, just keep me here. I would actually be begging if I was him, knowing that I'm going to get fired at the end of the year. I would put out the worst performance possible, and I would ask to be left behind.
God, yeah. Sit down in the street, eat some peppers, eat some gazpacho, just have yourself a day.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him. Hey, Mike, I'm letting you know right now, I'm rooting for you to have a nice little vacation at the end of this. Have someone else clean out your desk. That's busy work anyways. What are you going to say to the team? You got nothing to say to him, you dork.
All right, everybody. Sean's got a flight to catch to go to Indianapolis. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to the second episode of Geek'd Up Bets. Joe DeLeone, Sean Anderson, please hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed today's show. Drop a comment below on your favorite bets this weekend. We'll respond. We'll give you some feedback on what bets you like. We'll talk to everybody later. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the games. We'll see you next Thursday.